Welcome to this business presentation by my humble self, Godfrey, founder and CEO of Prowess Higher Education. This presentation is aimed at the managers of companies of staff size above 50, preferably all over the African continent and especially Anglophone Africa. By the end of this presentation, you will have a clear understanding of what training packages we are offering in collaboration with leading companies and universities around the world, how those packages can radically transform your company while filling the career development needs of your staff. What is the problem we are trying to solve? We are now in an information age where technology and globalization have led to a knowledge half-life that is so short. That is, scientific evidence now shows us that the body of scientific knowledge doubles on an annual basis. What this means is that apart from the fact that our educational institutions are they are running outdated curricula, they have outdated infrastructure, the whole philosophy of education in most African countries is still ancient. When graduates enroll into academic programs, the curriculum that is used to teach that program is already obsolete by the time that student graduates. So we are hiring people that are not fit for the job market. The rapidly changing job landscape also means new technology tools that come up every day, new regulations that affect our businesses every day, global markets that mean that we're now competing with everybody else and not only those in our local markets. And there's this global shift toward customer-centered quality, meaning that the learning needs of our staff are closely intertwined with the performance of those staff and the sales that we want to see at the end of the day. So our curricula are inadequate, meaning that the staff that we recruit are mostly job seekers and salary earners instead of the value creators that can work as partners to make our companies profitable. Also, in this modern age, every company that is worth its salt has a professional development corporate culture. So it's very rare to see a modern company nowadays that does not require its staff to show proof of continuing professional education on an annual basis. So our solution, Prowess, is unique because it helps to solve these needs in a very dynamic, affordable, and user-friendly way. So through Prowess, workers can reskill to meet the emerging needs that technology brings, that regulations bring, that emerging markets bring. They can do micro specialization programs in order to help with the performance-based approach to doing business nowadays. For example, somebody who has a degree in accounting may need to do a micro specialization in forensic accounting because that is where the need of the company is, while another colleague is doing a micro specialization in something else, so that we don't end up with mass production and average results. We also have these soft skills that are not taught in school that we call the 21st century skills, research skills, critical thinking, problem solving, emotional intelligence, cultural sensitivity, and so on. These skills are more used in the job place than the knowledge and skills that graduates bring from school. So where do they get trained? At the job site. And who trains them? When even our companies don't have the resources and the expertise to do those trainings. Also, by partnering with Prowess, companies now will be able to help their staff to fulfill their corporate um, professional, corporate continuing professional development requirements, and those who are practicing in regulated professions, their professional bodies also have continuing professional development requirements. So it's a situation of using one stone to kill two birds. We do have a starving market for Prowess because most companies do not yet have a corporate training solution that is really usable and profitable for them. Most existing solutions involve corporate partnerships with locally developed learning packages. So, like a bank hires a training company, maybe that training company is run by one expert in something, and then that person comes in once in a while to do seminars, and we are changing the landscape altogether. Now, most corporate training programs still take place in the form of in-person workshops. This is not only capital intensive, it has limitations when it comes to staff mobility and scheduling, and it's a terrible waste of time. We know the time that staff would have been using to be productive for the company. And we're talking about millions of companies in Anglophone Africa that need corporate training solutions. So our intervention is very timely because if the COVID-19 has done one thing, it has really betrayed the need for using technology to be smarter about how we do things. So this pandemic has really engendered a global adoption of digital solutions in health, in education, in finance, in commerce, even in the most conservative of countries. And as they say, a rising tide lifts all boats. So this global trend naturally is also affecting Africa. So Prowess is a higher education and professional learning cloud platform. This platform has been developed by Guzang Technologies in collaboration with Coursera, both based in the USA. But in order for us to be able to have a Coursera for Campus platform, which we are bringing now to you, we needed an academic partner institution in Africa. And for that, we secured the partnership of Jomat Polytechnic in Batibo, Cameroon. So our target is to have 100 corporate partnerships across Africa by December 2021 so that we can effectively make use of the capacity that Prowess has. And as I mentioned earlier, we are very interested in companies that have a staff strength of at least 50. So Prowess is hosted by Coursera. But what is Coursera? Coursera was founded by a team of professors from Stanford University around 2012. And, by 2021, they became a public registered company. So Coursera is now trading on the New York Stock Exchange, just to show you the caliber of our hosting partner. Also, because of the social impact, the social innovation that Coursera has brought in the education landscape, they have been awarded a prestigious B corporation status. So far, Coursera brings together 241 teaching partners. And these teaching partners include top companies like IBM, Google, Amazon, Alibaba, and so on, and universities like Stanford, Yale, Edinburgh, London, Hong Kong, Alberta, and Cape Town, representing 53 countries. So far, more than 70 million learners have enrolled on Coursera. So the evidence shows that Coursera is the world's biggest online learning platform with 7,430 courses in every discipline that you may have a need in: arts and humanities, business, computer science, data science, information technology, health sciences, math and logic, personal development, physical science and engineering, social sciences, languages, and so on. So no matter what your sector is, we have a bundle of courses that we can tap from this more than 7,000 courses and put at the disposal of your company. So our business model is pretty straightforward. If you get interested in working with Prowess, then we would negotiate and sign a memorandum of understanding. The moment we have a memorandum of understanding, you prepare your staff list and give us, and we enroll your team on the learning platform. They will have learner numbers and user IDs, usually their email addresses. And while working full-time, they can be studying online, part-time, complete a number of certificates per month or per year that is recommended by your company. And for each course that they complete, they obtain a certificate from the university that is teaching that course or the company that is teaching that course. So here is one advantage already. Unlike most of the training partners that some of you are already used to, who just step in and run seminars and on PowerPoint and go away, or maybe some of you are have partnered with LinkedIn Learning and so on, or Udemy. All those solutions out there, they are individual experts offering training programs, which are good, but why not get better? The courses that are run through Prowess are courses that are developed and structured and taught by top universities and top companies. So your workers, while meeting their career development requirements for your company, they are actually accumulating real certificates from universities like London and Cape Town and New York and Johns Hopkins. They're accumulating real certificates from companies like Google and IBM and so on. So these certificates, they are verifiable certificates. They are developed with blockchain technology. When the student uploads their certificate on LinkedIn, for example, those certificates automatically draw traction not only on that student's staff member's profile, but on your company's profile as well. So we can actually show you how to use LinkedIn to boost the profile of your company through the staff development program that we are bringing for you. So we already have a contract with Coursera, which we signed back in September 2020. It took us about 3 months to set up the platform. As you can see, Prowess, this is the admin portal. And then over the past 6 months, we've been testing the platform in the African market. So the numbers you see in front of you are real numbers generated by real students that have studied on the platform. More than 1,070 enrollments so far, 5,297 learning hours, 6,515 lessons taken, and the average rating of 4.6 on 5. So what this tells you is that there's already a massive adoption of Prowess in Africa, and so your company will not be starting anything new. They will be simply jumping on a train that is already on the move. So our courses are packaged by sector. So here you can see Prowess Business School, Prowess ICT Academy, Prowess, if you scroll further down, you see Prowess School of Engineering, Prowess School of Agriculture, Prowess School of Tourism and Hotel Management, Prowess School of Education, Prowess School of Health Sciences. So whatever domain that your company is in, we will be able to locate you within this our structure. When you access a program on our platform, you'll be able to see the courses that are in that program. For example, here is a Google IT support certification program, and you can see the course list. And how do you get access to those courses? You need to get enrolled by a Prowess administrator. So the people that we admit as individual learners, we enroll them individually. And the teams that we will be enrolling from institutional partners, corporate partners, we will be enrolling them as a team. So both options exist, and we will be assigning identifiers, unique identifiers for each company. When a student clicks on a course, they get a course introduction that shows them the course title, the course overview, number of hours, the course level, so whether it's a beginning level, intermediate level, and so advanced level, and so on. The institution that is teaching that course and awarding that certificate, and the team that is teaching that course. So it's a very powerful tool. So a course like Understanding Financial Markets, for example, you may find that it's being taught by 3 or 4 professors from University of Geneva. How better can we get? So in terms of syllabus, how courses are actually taught. Courses are arranged in weekly format, but a week on Coursera is basically a topic. So a learner can complete any number of weeks in any number of days they choose based on how many hours they put in per day. So lecture material is available in video format, in the form of reading material. They have quizzes. They have peer reviewed assignments, and they have practical exercises, laboratory exercises that they can do, especially in the domain of ICT. In the ICT courses, they can do real-time practical examinations using virtual machines in the cloud. So here is an example of a list. We have blotted out the names and email addresses of the learners for the sake of privacy, but at any given time, an administrator can see how many students are on a certain program, when they enrolled, how active they are, how many courses they are taking, how many have been completed, and so on. So here is how the report of an individual learner looks like: course name, date enrolled, last date of activity, course progress, and status. And in real time, we can communicate with the student, give them feedback, motivate them, find out what challenges they're having, and all of that. And like I mentioned earlier, at the end of each course, the student, your learner, your staff gets a certificate. So if you were to book for a short training program, maybe a short training program in emotional intelligence, or customer relation skills, or effective communication, if that you opt for a 1-month training program, then we can step in and give your learners access to that particular course. Maybe it's from University of London. When they finish, all of them will get a certificate from the University of London. If you opt for the 1-year unlimited access, then it means that each of your staff, they have the ability to learn as they like, obtain as many certificates as they want, no limits. So in terms of market segmentation, we are prioritizing the banking, finance, and telecommunications sector. So that's our market segment A. We're looking at healthcare, educational, religious, and humanitarian organizations. That's our market segment B. We're looking at government services, parastatal firms, and local councils. That's our market segment C. And then all other, businesses involved with marketing, advertising, sales, human resources, customer care, ICT, project management, entrepreneurship, and so on. Those will fall under segment D. But whatever sector you are in, our minimum entry point is staff strength of 50. Whatever your domain is, we can work with you to curate the exact content that you need for your staff. So our communication and marketing approach is very simple. This video is a preliminary, a way of getting you grounded in the content and structure of Prowess and what value we are bringing to your company. After this, we'll be able to negotiate with you, the key stakeholders, and where we come to an agreement, we sign a memorandum of understanding, which automatically onboards all the staff that you want to be trained. So it's very seamless. Our unique value proposition takes the form of a SWOT analysis, which is pretty straightforward, and most of the issues we've already covered them, but this table is very, very telling. Let me start with the weakness because that's where most people usually pay attention. There's this fear that digital learning is not yet a culture in Africa. And the answer we have for that is that, yes, it used to be the case until COVID came. And it used to be the case until things like the Anglophone crisis came in Cameroon. So there is now a necessity for digital learning solutions. Nobody can argue against that. Also, people would, make mention of unstable internet connection or affordability and so on. Again, the good news is that Coursera has a mobile app into which people can download their lessons and work offline and only come online to submit assignments and take quizzes. So that is taken care of. What strengths does Prowess have? Prowess curates content from a collection of more than 7,000 courses taught by 241 institutions. This approach gives learners access to the richest content that is impossible to replicate by any single trainer. So in terms of scope, in terms of depth, in terms of just the cross-breeding experience, and maybe even global content, the globalization aspect of our strategy that opens up the minds of your staff to be able to, even though they are grounded in the local reality, they have a globalized mindset, and it makes them more performant, more competitive, and able to drive your company forward. Learners are taught by a blend of top professors and professionals from Coursera partner institutions and companies, as we have seen. And this solves the problem of expert sourcing. So if your company has a particular training need, usually you need to source the best the best expert for that need, and you move people around, pay people around, and most of the times you get what you pay for. But by enrolling your staff on Prowess, they get access to the best that is out there in terms of expertise, both in academia and in the corporate world. So the ability that learners have to study from anywhere means that your company can also manage the career development of all your staff in all branches simultaneously. Finally, your learners receive institutional certificates that are verifiable. And there's really no way of overemphasizing this. A certificate signed by London University, a certificate signed by Indian Business School, a certificate signed by Erasmus University carries more weight and carries more advantages, carries more prestige, gives your staff more fulfillment, more esteem than maybe a piece of paper signed by some expert who came and gave a PowerPoint seminar. What are the opportunities? COVID-19, of course, which has created this global adoption of digital culture. And so while companies and governments are clamoring for digital solutions, very few of them have the capacity to develop and manage such solutions. Talk less of the caliber of solutions that Prowess is. In order for Prowess to work, we normally need infrastructure, digital infrastructure. But being a smart solution, Prowess works on anything that's hooked up to the internet, from smartphones to tablets to laptops to personal computers. So fortunately, there's already a massive penetration of these devices in Africa. I mean, I wonder if there's any of you listening to this or following this presentation who has a member of staff that does not have a smartphone. So they don't need anything extra in order to be able to use Prowess. Do we have any threats? Threats come in the form of competition most of the time, but so far our um, major challenge is that most of the big companies already have some form of corporate training agreements. You know, those kind of agreements are difficult to terminate, and but the market is huge. The market is still virgin. So the superiority of our solution, our content, our strategy, it speaks for itself. It's not going to be difficult for us to have a reasonable market share. And with time, those who already have engagements that they are hesitant to terminate, with time, it will be them who would come look for us. We are certain about that. So how does our pricing plan look like? Our pricing plan, the best way to appreciate it is to do a comparison. So if a student were to, if one of your staff members were to go on Coursera and sign up for a course, Coursera would charge that person per course per month. So if by the end of the year, somebody has taken 12 courses on Coursera, assuming that the person spent 1 month per course, that person would potentially have spent like $500 toward their career development. edX is the nearest competition that Coursera has, and edX is twice as expensive. Then Coursera has an unlimited plan that costs $399 per month, per year, sorry. And because Prowess has its own platform on Coursera, a Coursera for Campus platform, we have already negotiated our licensing deal in bulk, and that enables us to be able to offer our training at lower cost. So working with Prowess, you're having access to the same Coursera content and capabilities, but you're paying less for it. Then there's also an attractive option that we're introducing in the mix. A company can hire Prowess to step in and do a short training, let's say 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, for a bundle of courses, right? So for that, instead of the company paying Prowess for 1 year access per team member, you know, we could say, okay, we're coming for this short training and your staff are going to have access for this duration. So that way we're able to do a monthly billing plan that I believe most companies will find very, very attractive and cost saving. So who is the person behind Prowess? It's the person whose voice you're hearing right now. My name is Godfrey. I founded Guzang Technologies in the USA in 2019, and prior to that, I had been working as rector of Jomat Polytechnic in Batibo, Cameroon. That's since 2016. Before Jomat, I was Dean of School of Medical and Biomedical Sciences at the National Polytechnic University Institute in Bamenda, Cameroon. I have worked as Senior Medical Laboratory Scientist with the Cameroonian Ministry of Public Health, and I have been Deputy Director in charge of teaching and administration at the Higher Institute of Applied Medical Sciences in Boya. So it's all of this background that has prepared me, to be able to um, develop this solution that has a potential to transform your business. In terms of distinctions, worthy of note is the fact that I am a fellow of the Foundation for the Advancement of International Medical Education and Research based in Philadelphia, USA. I completed my fellowship training in Cape Town, South Africa in 2016. In 2017, I won the Projects That Work competition in recognition of my contributions to higher education innovation in Africa. I am an alumnus of the Hive Global Leaders Program, Harvard Medical School, June 2017 session, and I am currently a member of the American Association of Higher Education Administrators. I have a powerful team that works with me to make sure that Prowess, does what it was designed to do. And these are the cream of the team, the senior management who handle corporate partnerships, academic partnerships, administration and finance, learning support, and learning and student support. So where do we go from here? I think it's pretty straightforward. If you have followed the presentation thus far, it's a sign that you are in already, hopefully. So we will be happy to give you a test drive of Prowess for free. So send us your name and email address, and we will log you in, and you'll be able to actually register for a course and get a feel of what Prowess is offering you and your team. So while we are at that, we will send you a copy of the MOU that you will review, and we take care of any amendments you propose, and we get it signed. Once our MOU is signed, we will now do our learning needs assessment. There you will take a lead, because we have a generic package for each sector, but you have the opportunity to narrow down on what exactly your company needs, so that we give you a package that is customized for your company. So once we do that, you will now give us a spreadsheet of your staff, list those that you want to have access to the platform, and we will get them enrolled. Then, of course, finally, we will work out payment plan details. So we hope that you will come on board. We hope that we will be able to work together to sort out, whatever peculiarities your company needs in terms of payment plans, in terms of numbers of staff that you want us to train, in terms of which mode, which option you're choosing, annual subscriptions or short trainings. All those details we will be able to discuss them before we get started. So thank you very much for your kind attention, and we look forward to hearing from you and partnering with you, so that together we can add value to our customers.